Welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Abuja, reaching you from the studios of the Nigerian Television Authority and THL5 Abuja. And now to our first discussion. We have Kemi Ade Oshun here with us. She's going to speak to us on those strategies we need to empower women and youth in the society. Women are the mothers of the society, and the youths are the leaders of our society. When we empower them, we enhance the development of the society. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning, Abuja.
Thank you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's start. Why do you have passion in empowering women and youth in the society?
Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, women are the grassroots people that takes care of the society. A woman is the bedrock of a society. Once the woman is good, the society is also good. First, in ensuring that the society is good, she has to be empowered. An unempowered woman, there's nothing she can offer. But once she's empowered, she can do a lot of things without empowerment, be it socially, politically, or economically.
Now, this empowerment we're talking about, in what areas should a woman be empowered in order to be able to impact in the youth, children, so as to be able to, and what strategies should this empowerment and what strategy should be utilized in granting this empowerment?
Thank you very much for that question. Train a woman, you train the whole nation. And you train the opposite sex, you train just one person, an individual.
Oh, now I'm feeling
So,
like they are ganging up
no,
against
no,
me.
no, 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 that's not it. But the truth is, if you train a woman, she is the mother. And at the same time, she could be an officer, she could be an administrator. So when she's empowered, when she's educated, the difference is always there, even in bringing up our children. So you need to empower this woman so that she can give back to the society what she has been empowered with. Yeah.
Okay, let's come to the youth of the nation. The youths are known to be the brain behind every successful development of every nation.
Yeah.
So, how do you think we can empower our youths to ensure our nation develops more?
Our youths, they say no youths,
No nation.
no nation, no advancement. Youths are as a result of what the woman has impacted in them. And like I already said, if the woman is well empowered in the right way, she impacts into our children who becomes the youth. And now the youth are now said to be the leaders of any nation. When you don't have youths in any nation, there's no movement in that nation. And I think that is why the president is now bringing in youth because their impact is enormous in the development of the country.
Okay, let's discuss strategies now. Normally, one of the major problems or constraints to understanding each other between the different grades from childhood to the youthful age down to adulthood, it's communication. Yes, and then when we look at bridging this gap, certain strategies must be utilized. Of course, there are instances where they say the man speaks sternly, speaks with hard voice, and that is why he's most times he's heard, but he's not communicating.
At all.
Now, between the mother and the child, there's this very unique relationship that exists. Can you tell us what other strategies aid this communication to not only ensure that the grassroots of the society is empowered and is also giving back to the future of the society.
Yeah, the communication between a mother and a child is just to ensure that you have a good child, a well result oriented child that will not bring shame
Mm.
to the society. But when the child becomes a youth, there are other strategies to empower that youth. He has to be educated, he has to be given other skills so that it can fit in to the society.
All right, let's go to the women in the grassroots who have no education, no formal learning processes. So, what kind of empowerment do you think will assist them to help the youth to develop
Oh, those women
at the grassroots?
at the grassroots who don't have formal education, what we need to do for them is just to ensure that they have their handwork. Even if you don't go to school, it doesn't mean you don't have a skill. There are women that are selling food, selling granules, and all those small, small things. And they use it to train their children. And it's now left for the child to now talk to himself that I know where I'm coming from. I should know where I'm going to and make sure that he or she makes his parents proud.
One of the biggest distractions we have as far as youths are concerned is the social media and its usage. A lot of youths have been misguided by what they see on the social media. To this end, we've had young people going to drugs like never before. The numbers are staggering. And we've had young people delving into Yahoo Yahoo. They make money quick syndrome. A 17-year-old child wants to drive the latest Benz. And all of that. People who have not earned 1 naira are buying the latest iPhone. And we are attributing this to the societal ills, but mostly to the negative impact of social media. You are a mother. Let's speak from your perspective now.
Mhm.
Tell us what ways would you adapt in making sure that social media usage is in the best interest of your child?
Thank you very much for this question because it's so alarming the rate at which our youths use their own social media. When you look at the social media of children from China, you see them setting up things that are skillful. But here you see TikToks of girls doing a lot of things that are uncalled for. But what I do to my own children is to ensure that there are sites online that you can use to improve yourself rather than deteriorate yourself. So I encourage them to go into uh, such apps and I ensure that I check. Definitely, they are very difficult to monitor,
Yes.
but then one has to do his own part. And your the upbringing right from time has a long way in the way a child actually goes into all these manners. But the truth is, social media, can you really stop them? So it's left for you to talk to the child. You mentioned a child of 17 years wanting to drive
the
the
latest?
latest car, and because of that, they go into Yahoo Yahoo. The question I ask is Zuckerberg, did he go into Yahoo Yahoo
Before you.
before he made it? Did Otedola go into Yahoo Yahoo before he made it? And those old men in the villages that they go to do these Yahoo Yahoo things for them, how why are they not doing it for their own children? If it is okay, they will first of all do it for their own children. For you to see it in their own children, then you come and patronize them. Rather, they will rather want you to come to them directly, not linking to their children. And in some cases, you find out that at times when they ask them to go and pick girls and they go to pick the girl of the herbalist, he bounce back on them.
Yes.
So if it's a good thing, he won't do that. So definitely it's not just right. I've not seen any well-known rich man that has broken the Guinness record that has gone into Yahoo Yahoo. It's not there. It hasn't happened before. So the best thing is look inward and see what God has given you naturally. As a human being, we all have one unique thing that God has given us. Some of us just public speaking alone, we make it from it. Some will go into singing. And a lot of things are there for us to go into rather than going into Yahoo Yahoo. And before you know it, at 23, you are supposed to live for like 70 years. At 23, you are gone. Maybe they will give you chicken and they say the chicken will take only three corn. And before you know it,
It's gone.
you are gone. So what is the essence? Some of them will have to use their mother or their father. What are you struggling to get the money for? Is it not to take care of these parents? So if anything is making you to go and kill those parents of yours or kill your brother, then it's uncalled for.
Ah, all right, let's still go back to the women of the grassroots. This cybercrime syndrome that has risen to the barest minimum in our country.
Yeah.
How will you, the woman at the grassroots, have knowledge on how to curb the excesses of our child on the social media? Because she doesn't know anything about it. What will she do? How will she go about it?
There's need for educating and awareness programs for even the women at those grassroots. Olden days mother, a lot of them did not go to school. Yes, there wasn't social media then, but there are certain things we do that they were able to cover us. So that means if those women are trained too, there are opportunities for them to even know that look, if your child is doing this, this is the result. At least she will try and talk to the child. And you see some parents because they are eager, they look for somebody that is much more educated than they are to talk to their children, to curb the children for them. Perfect.
Okay.
Society.
Well, it's been an interesting conversation,
Yes.
and I've been
Thinking.
deeply thinking as we're speaking. Like, wow, there's a lot of things you're picking from this conversation. But then let's still talk about. I'm coming from the angle of the youth because as a young person myself, I find myself interacting with a lot of people, and I see that the mindset, the angle of thoughts, and everything has shifted from what we used to know, the upbringing we were exposed to, and certainly the aspirations now were built into our heart.
Yeah.
It seems like patience is no longer a virtue. It will register that modesty is now lost on our girls. It will also translate to mean that the whole idea of the life they're living is like I chop today, tomorrow no day guarantee. However, is this the way to go? And if it is not, how does our government now help in this regard?
Immodesty, lack of patience, that is what has caused where we are today. If you're patient, at least you wait for your time. You wouldn't want to go and pull something that your hand is not up to it. You want to use something to pull it down. And to curb these things, we need to still create awareness for these children. Okay? A lot of them, it's not as if they want to go into it, but peer group, uh, I want to be one of the happening girls in town. I want to be one of the happening guys in town. And that's what leads to girls to that immoral way of dressing. And the boys, you see them going into drugs. But at the end of the day, what advantage does all these things add to your life? It doesn't have any advantage. You can never see a minister of the Federal Republic dressing to the office half naked. So if that's, I'm sure everybody wants to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be something important, a important personality in the society. So if you want to be that, you begin to practicalize it because you cannot dress like that to your office. So it all boils down to the child talking to his or herself. But before the child talks to his or herself, we need to do our own parts and creating awareness and educating them towards the best ways to do things.
Okay, finally, before you go, I want you to tell us the importance of empowering both the youth and women of the nation.
It's very important to empower both the women and the youth of the nation. One, it will curb social menaces that we have in the society. If an idle mind is a devil's workshop, so if every youth have one thing or the other to do, they'll be busy. They will not have time for that. If the woman too has what to offer, she's being trained maybe to sew clothes, to do hairdressing, or she's been educated. She's also busy. She's engaged, and the vices will actually reduce.
Thank you for coming to the
You're
morning.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure speaking with you.
It's a pleasure too.
Well, the program Good Morning is still on, and we just had this beautiful, interesting conversation with Kemi Adeoshun, and we x-rayed strategies necessary for communicating, not just between the women and the youth, but also for the greater good of our society. And we've identified some flashpoints, and we've rested the responsibility of putting these things together and ensuring that this nation works on not just government or individuals, but as a collective responsibility of all of us. Good morning, Abuja is still on. Let's quickly take this break. When we come back, we'll be